Hi, I'm Carrie Harbaugh, Senior Product Consultant at Direct Supply, and this is the Panacea Air Max mattress. Now today we have the Plus version here, which means it has raised perimeters on the head and the heel. We do sell the mattress without the raised perimeters as well, and we'll talk about that a little bit more a little later in the video. This video will cover setup, usage, and cleaning tips for the mattress. But be warned, this video is supposed to aid your staff in learning to use the mattress and become more comfortable with it, but it does not replace the knowledge gained from reading the owner's manual. So be sure you read the owner's manual. The Panacea Air Max is a true low air loss mattress, which means it's putting out a lot of air. So in order to qualify for a true low air loss mattress title, a mattress has to put out over 100 liters of air per minute. This mattress puts out 1,740 liters of air per minute, which is an incredible amount, which means this mattress is not just good at keeping the surface cool, but it's actually going to keep the surface dry as well. So let's take a look at the setup of the mattress. Now, for the sake of time in our video, I've partially pre-filled our mattress, but I want to take you through the steps of what it would look like from when you get your mattress and put it on the bed. So you get a deflated mattress, it's rolled up, you put it on the bed and you roll it out and it's totally flat. You want to make sure that the label that says Direct Supply Panacea is at the head section. You also want to make sure that your CPR valve is at the head section, and take this time to ensure the CPR valve is closed. As you look at the base of the mattress, you'll notice there are straps. These straps are important tie downs. These tie downs should be secured to the bed deck. This is important to keep the mattress in place, as well as making sure it doesn't slide away from a resident and articulates with the bed properly. Let's take a look at the pump now. After you get the mattress on the bed, you're going to set the pump on the footboard. Turn it on and allow it to power up. You should have the air hoses attached, and you'll hear a click when they go in. Now, to inflate the mattress, increase the firmness as high as it goes and press the auto firm button. From box to bed, this mattress inflates in about 3 minutes. We pre-filled a good majority of it, so it won't take us quite that long here. But in the interest of time, I'm going to continue talking through some of the other features of the mattress while it finishes filling. I'm going to remove the cover here so you could see a little bit more about the mattress. I mentioned the cutout for egress. This is our bolstered version that has a cutout in the middle so that a resident can get in and out easily. This static side perimeter is a really important part of the mattress. This keeps the resident from rolling out as easily as they could if these bladders went all the way to the edge. Think of a pool mattress, or a pool floaty. If you're laying in the middle of a pool floaty and you get a little bit off to the side, the air goes one way and you go into the pool. We don't want that to happen to our residents. So if this mattress is properly sized, they're sunk in, and as they roll to the edge, they come up against this little wall that's going to help keep them safe and remind them of where the edge is. The other thing this static perimeter does is it aids in transfer. So if you can transfer from a firm surface, it's much easier than transferring from a fluid surface, which most of the mattress is on the sleep surface. So in addition to the static perimeter, if we look a little closer here, we actually have pinholes in all of these bladders, and that's where the low air loss comes in. These, like we said, we're putting out 1,740 liters of air a minute. If I run my hand over this when it's inflated and the cover's off, it feels like an air hockey table. It's putting out a lot of air, and it's going to do a great job of keeping the surface not just cool, which is what a limited low air loss mattress would do, but it's actually going to keep it dry. So now I'm going to cover this back up. And the next thing we would do in preparation for our resident is we would dress the mattress. We would suggest some deep pocketed sheets to make sure you have enough space to get around the mattress. It is a 10-inch thick mattress, and if you have the bolstered version, it's actually 13 inches. So make sure you're using either a deep pocketed fitted sheet or a flat sheet that you're tucking around. Any additional layers other than the sheet that you're putting on the mattress, like a chuck or an underpad, those can negatively impact the outcome of the resident or the performance of the mattress, because you're doing a lot to block the airflow as well as affecting the immersion for the resident. So just be careful not to put any unnecessary things between the resident and the mattress. Now I'm going to go ahead and get our sample resident here. All right. Now, when we talk about sizing a mattress appropriately for a resident, you want to make sure that you have a good starting point. So I happen to know he's a lighter resident, so I'm going to come to my pump and I'm going to, for the sake of our video, I'm going to take it off auto firm here. Whoops, I got to unlock it. So holding the lock button down until it beeps, unlocks it, and now I can play with some of the controls here. So I took it off auto firm, and now I'm going to reduce the firmness level of our mattress. I know Jerry's a little bit lighter resident, so I'm going to start about midway. I'm going to go back and take the mattress cover up a little bit, and now I like to use the hand check method, which means just like I was going to shake someone's hand, I'm going to hold my hand in this position, and I'm going to put my hand under the lowest point in the resident, which in most cases is their rear end. So as I do this, I'm going to pick the two sails that are going to get me directly below his lowest point. I'm going to slide my hand in, and now I'm going to try to lay it on the bottom of the mattress. And if I can just barely move my hand like this, and I can touch Jerry, then it's properly sized. If I put my hand in and I have to go like this to find Jerry, the mattress is too firm and I'll need to go to my controls and soften the mattress. If I can get my hand in just barely, or I have to wedge it under Jerry, the mattress is too soft and I'll need to firm the mattress up a bit. Because this blower unit puts out so much air, the changes in pressure happen almost instantly. So with other mattresses, you might have to wait 10 minutes and come back and recheck. With this one, you can make an adjustment, recheck, and you should be seeing those changes right away. I'm going to go ahead and put this back down. So now we're assuming we've got our mattress sized for Jerry, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the pump itself. Now, we've unlocked from before, so we're unlocked, but know that if we ever wanted to lock this again, we can just hold this down, and then we see the orange lock button. So I'm going to unlock. And now if I needed to adjust firmness, I can do that very easily here with the controls. Auto firm is what we use when we initially set up the mattress. You can also use auto firm if you need to firm up the surface for transfer, making transfer a little bit easier. Our Fowler button is a wonderful button to use if you're going to be sitting up and you want to make sure that the resident doesn't bottom out when they're seated. So Fowler actually puts extra air in the sails under their rear end just to make sure they don't bottom out when seated. Then we move to the mode button. We can do alternating pressure or static. Usually when you're filling or sizing, it should be on static, and you can change it from alternating to static. If you go to alternating, you can now adjust the cycle time anywhere from 3 minutes to 20 minutes. And that would be called out by your clinician in compliance with how much circulation assistance the resident needs. So as we look at this, there's a couple other lights here and one more button I want to mention. You've got a low pressure light and a power failure light. Those lights will flash and turn colors if there is a problem here, and then the alarm will go off. When you come in the room, you can silence the alarm, assess the system, see what's going wrong, and then make the needed adjustments. But you do have the alarm silence and then some indicators as to what might be going wrong. As we look at this mattress, there's only one other part that I really want to talk about as far as preventative maintenance, and then we'll get into cleaning. So when we look at preventative maintenance on a mattress like this, there is a filter, and it is a charcoal style filter that just sits in the back cabinet, and when it gets dirty, you'll see it kind of get white and look like it's got maybe some dust or particles on it. You can simply take it out, rinse it in the sink, let it dry, and put it back. For cleaning the rest of the mattress, you're going to use a mild soap and water for just everyday cleaning and wipe down the mattress. If you have an incontinent episode or there's something that needs to be disinfected, you'll want to use a quaternary disinfectant or a pre-diluted bleach wipe. Both of those are going to be safe enough to use on the cover material, but will kill the bacteria that might be on the mattress. That is the Panacea Air Max mattress. If you have any other questions or are looking for more information, please contact us at directsupply.com or reach out to your Direct Supply account manager.